pense aussi. Et c'est vrai que ça, oui, volontiers pour avoir une session et pour voir s'il y a des choses à faire plus spécifiques sur le real estate. Hein.
J'ai plus de carte.
C'est pas grave.
Encore merci.
D'accord.
Avec plaisir.
Désolé, ça dure.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pleased to introduce you the last session of our second day of the LSIW 2022, which will be hosted by Société Générale Group. So the topic is on corporate social responsibility, and I'm pleased to welcome, please join me also to welcome our panelists. So Petra Besson-Flašíková. Petra is a very busy woman because she has a long title, Head of ESG Investment for Société Générale Private Banking Luxembourg, Switzerland and Monaco, in addition to her role of Senior Portfolio Manager at Société Générale Private Wealth Management.
Thank you.
Then also I'm pleased to welcome Marc Jean-Jean, CSR Responsible at Soge Life. Vincent Boras, Deputy Head of Market Solutions at Société Générale Luxembourg. And Jean-Pierre Gomez, Head of Regulatory and Public Affairs in charge of CSR at Société Générale Security Services, that will moderate this panel. So the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Isabel. Thank you to LuxFlag for organizing this very important week on sustainability. I'm going to moderate this panel, and I've prepared, as you probably know, some questions. We have the chance at SocGen to have different business lines, and I'm very proud to moderate because we have social life, of course, insurance activity. We have Petra. Petra is quite well known in Luxembourg, active in different associations, and also is works on the asset management side. So that's we'll have different perspective during this session. And we have Vincent as well, Vincent Boraz, who is more on the market side as a trader, correct? More or less trading or whatever. So we will have different view. And we have, of course, Jean-Pierre Gomez, who will mention a bit the activity of SGSS, even if you know SGSS as an asset servicer. So I will maybe step in sometimes during the panel session. My first question, it's the Sustainable Week. So my first question to all of you, it's what do you understand by sustainability? Do we have a definition, and who would like to start first?
Yeah, I'll start. Sustainability is quite simple in its definition, but quite complex in its implementation. So sustainability can be defined as living in harmony with its ecosystem. And the main challenge lies in the definition and the application of the concept of harmony. So the next question would be to define the level of harmony we want to reach with our ecosystem. And the question after that is, what is the cost of living at this level of harmony with our ecosystem? So let me explain. Because in most of cases, if we operate with less social and environmental protection, or for instance, if we use tax optimization, a business remains more profitable. And for instance, at Société Générale, we stop financing companies in the coal or tobacco sectors. Société Générale Group stop financing projects that have negative impact on ecosystem. And it is important to realize that the group accepts to let go significant amount of revenue. Another example is that major French bank made the announce last year that they will start to assessing the cost of their CSR commitment. So the next question will be, is sustainability is a cost or an investment? And if it is an investment, what is the financial return and what is the extra financial return? And what is the performance gap? And if we have an extra financial performance return, it is explicit enough to create a buy-in for clients. So providing a simple answer is difficult on that topic, but it's important to have this question because it gives us the opportunity to reflect collectively of what is important for our future.
Thanks very much, Mark. If I summarize quite well what you have said, for you, the discussion, it's about the fact that whether it is an investment or cost, and whether you have, for example, excluded some activities like tobaccos, for example. So that's your definition, your understanding of sustainability. Let's try with Petra or Vincent. I don't know, Vincent, maybe
I can take it. Yeah. Yeah, that was the philosophical answer, I think, and I'm going to be more.
You are saying that he's philosophical.
Yeah,
are you philosophical at Social Life?
I think so. So when I was preparing this roundtable, I found an interesting survey published by the CSSF in September 2022, the 21st of September. It was a general public survey on sustainable finance to Luxembourgish households. And it was about the interest in the subject for sustainability. It was conducted by CSSF, ABBL, and LSFI. And what was quite interesting, I think, is that 47% of the participants admitted not to be well aware of what is sustainability and needed more information on that. And 43% of these participants think that sustainability is green finance. Sustainable finance is green finance. So they totally miss the S and the G and the G. So I think that's quite interesting to see that it's a good illustration to see that people think that sustainability is only green finance, but it's not. There is also the social and the governance aspect. So we could also go to an environmental question. We could speak about corporate sustainability, but I think what is most interesting for us is the sustainable investing, because sustainable investing refers to a range of practices in which investors aim to get a return, to achieve financial returns while promoting ESG values. And by combining the ESG value and the financial objectives, that gives a more comprehensive approach and a better decision investment. So that's what I think about it.
Okay, thank you. That's very interesting because you have another approach from Mark from Société Life. I'm sure that Petra, as an expert in asset management,
so
you have another definition or understanding of sustainability.
And I will get, so sustainability links to our future. And at Société Générale, as a group, we have worked on our future, on the future in general, and we have built the sustainability into our purpose of our group. Our purpose is building together with our clients a better and sustainable future through responsible and innovative financial solutions. So this purpose translates into 4 different axes we are working on, and together as the different business lines, we are acting in environmental and energy transition. We are constructing a culture of responsibility. We are doing a local positive impact, and our group is a responsible employer. And this axis of sustainability and of our purpose, we are translating in all our business lines. So I'm working in asset management, mainly for the private bank, where we try to integrate it in all our approaches, in all our different aspects by building the more and more sustainable, innovative financial solutions.
Okay, thank you, Petra. Let's move on to the second question. I would like to ask, what is, if we talk about green finance in general, for you, you said that sustainability is green finance, but it's a very broad term for the finance to say whether sustainability is green or not. And what is the main change you have seen the last 12 months in your day-to-day activity regarding all these debates on green finance, sustainability, maybe social investment, governance, and so on? Petra, you want to carry on with
it's spurring a lot of questions, and that's very good for all finance, because more and more people wishes to integrate sustainability, and we're seeing the clients' interests. It's really rising. When we start to talk about it, some clients are a bit shy. They try to ask, like, maybe I would like some sustainable investment, but more and more they are asking the questions and they're asking for it. And we are seeing it also in private clients, in the large private investors. It's becoming systematic questions, and they want to go even further behind sustainability. They want to really make the impact.
Okay, thank you. Marc or Vincent, I don't know, regarding this question, what is the main change you have seen the last 12 months in your day-to-day activity, social life?
At the Société Générale Group, Société Générale Group has launched ESG by Design program, which aim to involve CSR in every process and activity at the group level. And the ultimate objective is to generate a positive influence, impact on stakeholders of the bank. So at Société Life, CSR has been in our DNA since a long time, but with this program we start in a more active and certainly a more structured way. It is important to understand that at Société Life, our business is a life insurance solution in a B2B2C distribution model. It means that we cannot directly advise the client to flow his investment into sustainable products. So therefore, we are working on ability to generate positive influence on our ecosystem. And for example, we issue our first extra financial report. This report is not compulsory yet. However, we believe that it is important to share efforts and results. We have been developing specific SRI products that offer a strong ESG conviction based on 3 dimensions. So exclusion of the sector that operate against human rights, strong best-in-class ESG approach, and positive impact activities. And we obtain for this new product the Lux Flag insurance product label, so the new label of Lux Flag. And of course, this validates our approach and our convictions. And consequently, with the label, we provide clients with a certainty that their assets are managed in accordance with strong ESG values.
Yes, thank you, Mark. But my question was, what is the main change? And you talk about many changes. So this is something different. That's very, very interesting. But what was my question was, what is the main change? And I retain the ESG by design or the Lux Flag labels?
No, it's ESG by design.
Okay.
But it drives us to, create new products. And of course, at the end, the label was just, a reward for the ESG by design.
Thank you. Vincent, thank you. You want to maybe to answer this question or?
Yes. I like to. Actually, we could speak about regulation because the main change I think for all of us is regulation.
Good.
Definitely. So
I don't know if regulation,
but but it puts pressure on us at least.
Yeah.
But I wanted to share an initiative that we took at the trading room in Société Générale, and because we have worked on a project with a company, Second Life. Second Life is a company based in Thailand, and
so you're not going to answer the question?
I'm going to answer the question. I'm answering actually.
Okay.
I'm talking about initiatives.
You're not going
actually.
to avoid the question.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, it's okay. And it's just for you guys to prepare the video actually. So I don't know if you're ready.
All right. So we have a video.
Yes.
It's a good point, huh? Instead of answering the question, he's going to.
Yeah, because the project is really interesting.
Okay, good. Yeah. Thanks, Vincent.
So just to introduce introduce the video, yes. So I'm going to speak about Second Life, which is a company that collects and recycles plastic, and we have decided to work with them and to give €1 per trade. So each time a client makes a purchase on an equity stock with a single A to triple A MSCI rating, we're going to give €1, and that enables the company to collect 2 kilograms of plastic and to recycle it.
How long is the video? An hour or an hour and a half?
More or less, but it's
more
okay. You can sleep. No, it's only 3 minutes.
If I can add something, what is interesting is that, and I think this is what Vincent wanted to say, that there are a lot of initiatives that are coming from the employees, that the employees, they want the bank to take action, and that's the big change, I think, because we are seeing that climate change is happening everywhere, and that is one of the initiatives that was pushed and supported by, pushed by the employees and supported by the management, and it's very nice with good impact.
And it works in Luxembourg, but it also works in Monaco now.
All right. So thank you very much. So the main change is the video.
Exactly.
Okay, carry on.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Respecting and safeguarding our environment is a major challenge nowadays. Société Générale Luxembourg is committed on the long run for ecosystem sustainability, contributing to various charitable projects.
And today, Market Solution, our trading room, begins a new collaboration with the company Second Life to clean up the coastlines of Indonesia and Thailand.
Second Life is a social purpose company created in 2020. Its aim is to finance plastic waste collection and recycling, preventing oceans pollution in the coastal region of Indonesia and Thailand.
When our colleagues from Paris told us about this new adventure with Second Life, it was obvious to us. We wanted to be part of it.
Not only Second Life's actions contribute to marine biodiversity protection, but also to circular economy development. How do they do it? The collected plastic is delivered to factories for recycling. It is then transformed into pellets before being out on the market again. Consequently, Second Life boosts local economy by creating jobs and thus improving locals' living conditions.
The principle is simple. Société Générale Luxembourg donates €1 each time a client makes a share purchase transaction with an ESG rating between A and AAA.
Clients contribute to biodiversity preservation and circular economy while investing in companies with an excellent ESG profile. A yearly report demonstrates their impact. This way, our clients are part of a major eco-friendly project.
Second Life is ERA certified. All finance are driven to activities linked to sustainable economy. And you should know that all Second Life benefits are reinvested in the collection and recycling chain.
Our aim is to raise clients' awareness on plastics recycling and collecting. As this boosts circular economy, we consider our mission as accomplished.
This collaboration will allow the collection and recycling over 40 tons of plastic per year in the famous island of Koh Lanta, while respecting the right of workers employed by Second Life. It confirms Market Solutions' commitment to the environment protection.
With a tangible impact.
Thank you. That's very, very good. Thank you, Vincent. That's a good answer to the question.
Thank you.
The main change is the video and about this very nice initiative at Société Générale. Maybe you said that you like regulation, or you think the most important change as well, it's regulation. Let's talk to something more regulatory topic. It's how do you comply with SFDR? SFDR, you know that, the regulation. And do you consider other regulation or green strategy? So the first one is very concrete. SFDR is the topic of the day and of the year, I would say. But we have other regulation and green strategy to put in place. So who would like to start? Petra, Marc, or Vincent? Who would like to start first? Ladies first or Socialite first? I don't know, or men first?
Okay, Socialite first.
I will be talking a lot, that's why I finished.
So SFDR is a step in the right direction for a client to develop a comprehensive understanding of the impact of their investment. And now to measure if the player in the value chain really make the promise the promise they made to them. So at Socialife, we aim to go and to provide to the client much more than a basic regulatory reporting. So our project is really to influencing the client, to enabling the client to measure the sustainability and the impact of their investment. And it is a challenge because there is a lot of data to manage, but we also see it as an interesting opportunity. So while we design the reporting for our client, we ask ourselves these three questions. Do clients develop with this reporting a comprehensive understanding of the impact of their investment? Can they measure whether the player in the value chain respect their commitments? And can they measure the progress of their journey toward sustainability? So it's the way how we comply, or at least how we implement SFDR so far.
Yeah, so you mentioned only reporting, but I'm sure SFDR, it's not only reporting, Petra, no, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry.
No, definitely it isn't, especially for us as an asset manager. The inconvenience of SFDR is that we've been doing a lot of things before, and now we need to put it into the box of the SFDR and of the legal definitions of sustainable investing, for example. So yeah, that's the big challenge. So classifying the instruments, the strategies, the investment solutions, and then trying to deliver it within the local regulation.
Yeah, in fact, just for the people who don't know, Petra is our client or one of our clients, and as SGSS Security Services, we try to sell our reporting solution, which is not only the reporting, but also the data collection, the calculation of KPIs, the PAI, Principle of Adverse Impact, and we offer this service to our clients, so potentially Petra, because even if we belong to the same group, for us it's a client, and as asset servicer, we look at the regulation, which is very important. So far we have a classification of products, of financial products. Products need to be classified Article 6, 8, or 9, but in 2023, we will have to produce what you mentioned, Mark, a reporting, right? That's the next step. Where we have some gray area. The issue we are facing, I think it's, and I think that's something maybe you will develop. It's how to comply with SFDR. It's the cost of data, the lack of data, different methodology, different definition, which makes the implementation of SFDR quite difficult unless you decide to remain Article 6. So I mean to be out of scope to some extent. And so, Vincent, maybe for you on your activity,
well, on my activity, well, it's more or less the same. It's we have provided some reportings to our clients, to the clients that want to have a direct access to the trading room. We have provided them with reportings or ESG reportings, and it's quite interesting because clients that want to have access to the trading room are usually focused on very short-term results, on very short-term returns. And they used not to take. Well, they used to not to focus on ESG, etc. So when you provide them with this data, with these reportings, they and when they see the impact of ESG in their portfolio, well, it's quite interesting to start the training with them. It's quite it's a good way to train them. And also,
ESG for you, it's not only a nice to have. It's
compulsory. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's compulsory, and at the same time, they can tell as well the direct impact it has on their portfolio and on their credit conditions. Because some stocks are not going to be some stocks are going to be excluded for ESG reasons, definitely, and depending on the criteria, and so they won't have any loan to value on these stocks, which means that they won't be able to leverage their portfolios, whereas clients in trading rooms like to leverage their portfolios. So that will also reorientate the flows from the stocks excluded to stocks with good ESG ratings.
Okay, thank you. But regarding, I had two questions in the same question. How do you comply with SFDR? And do you consider other regulation or green strategy? Maybe Petra, you could complete
I would like to add on the second, not the regulation, but other initiatives. Okay. And there are two initiatives that our asset management company, Société Générale Private Wealth Management, has signed.
So does it mean that you don't care about the regulation?
No, we do care. We do care. We are putting it into the box of the regulation, all what we've been doing, but on the top of it, we have signed the Net Zero Asset Management Pledge. So we have engaged ourselves to align progressively our portfolios with the Paris Agreement. And the other pledge, what we have signed, it's the biodiversity. That's the subject that starts to have a lot of discussion a little bit everywhere. It was also mentioned in the Vincent's video. You have mentioned it as well. And it's something that we are looking more and more. And it's very interesting, very important, more quickly repairable than the climate change. So it's the subject that interests us a lot, and we are looking at it.
We talk about maybe, I don't know if you can mention it, we talk also about, taxonomy regulation, which is in fact the framework regulation, SFDR, but we have other regulation like CSRD, which is coming probably in 2023 or maybe 2024. Do you have any comment on that? Or are you looking at both regulation?
Well, for us as a manager, it will help us to have the better data. That's a bit of the issue about the regulation, that When it's coming, it's firstly we need to ask the client's preferences, but the asset managers didn't tell us yet how many sustainable investments they are doing or how their portfolios are aligned with the taxonomy, and they didn't tell us this because we don't have yet the data from the companies. So maybe in 2024, 2025, we'll be capable to have all these data, and we'll be capable to give the good picture to the final client about his portfolio with the 100% insurance data from the companies that will be audited and everything.
Thank you, Petra. Mark or Vincent, would like to add anything else or comment what Petra said, or is it
I think we will with the challenges.
the last question?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, but you know the last question?
No, I just I was thinking
Are you
about the
prepared
challenges.
for the panel? Yes. I say yes. I have a last question, and then we'll listen to the audience and see whether we have any question from the audience. Interesting. So the last question for you: it's what are for you the challenges you are facing today about regulation, green finance, strategy, clients, product, and so on? Who would like to answer first this question? Mark or yeah? You are
so
in the starting blocks.
No. So the asset under management of sustainable investment has been increasing significantly since a couple of years, giving investors hope and expectation, especially in terms of impact or tangible results. So therefore, it is essential not to fall into the greenwashing trap. So there is several aspects of greenwashing and reflecting several different types of risk. The first one is the legal risk. And a good example is DWS scandal, which occurred earlier this year. And in terms of impact, the scandal harmed the brand's image. Another aspect of the greenwashing is maybe the lack of consistency between the promise made to client via marketing and the behavior of the asset manager. So, for instance, the lack of consistency in selecting companies. One example is Orpea, the French company. It's dealing with, it's running retirement home in France, and a company for which there were many signals of controversy long ago before the scandal broke. And this company was in many portfolio of SRI funds. We can also talk about the lack of consistency of certain asset managers who have a voting policy which are not in line with the ESG strategy of the fund. Another type of greenwashing is the difference in the interpretation of what sustainable finance means between clients and asset manager. And for example, the notion of green economy is a wording on which there is a potential big misunderstanding. And this understanding leads to a growing suspicion of greenwashing around sustainable funds. And a study shows that the gap exists. And even if it is not directly greenwashing, there is still a difference between what the client believes he invests in and the investment made by the asset manager. So I believe that the financial sectors must remain vigilant and consistent, and it is up to us, professionals of the financial sector, not to miss this turning point, so that sustainable finance can become a paradigm shift.
Yeah. Personally, thanks, Mark. Personally, I don't think that greenwashing for me it's a challenge, because greenwashing, I think you will have less and less greenwashing. Why? Because you have a regulation now, and you must be transparent. You have to do reporting, so it will be very, very, very difficult for me to do greenwashing. It's maybe more complicated when you want to avoid green marketing, because green marketing, it's like Canada Dry. Is it alcohol, not alcohol? So green marketing is more complicated. But greenwashing, I think it will be very difficult today to say I'm doing greenwashing without being captured, either by the police or by the regulator or through the reporting, because you need to provide information. So greenwashing, yes, it's something which is dangerous, but I think it's more in the past, and today it's more green marketing. But Petra and Vincent, is it a challenge for you, or maybe you want to talk?
Yeah, I want to add on that greenwashing, okay. And I do agree with you that the SFDR regulation, and especially the PAI reportings, this will help also to better understand the different strategies, because in sustainable investing you have many different strategies, and this will put all the funds on the comparable basis. So this is finally, it's good that something more homogeneous is coming. But getting back to your question about the challenges.
What are for you the challenges you are facing today, Petra?
Yes, so I think...
Issues with your service provider?
No, this is not a good place. Okay. No, it's a very good one. Yeah, I would like to talk about culture. Because also the regulation is forcing us to talk about ESG, about sustainability, about social responsible investing, and there are so many terms, and a lot of people are lost within it. You were saying that there are the different interpretations of everything, and this is the challenge. How we will improve the culture of our employees within the bank. There are many that are very much motivated.
More women in the bank.
Huh?
More women in the bank?
More
women.
More women in bank, yeah, but you see, there were myself and there were 2 women in video, so that's on the good way. Yeah, how we improve the culture, how we train all our bankers so they feel comfortable to ask the challenging questions, because we are going to get them, those challenging questions. So this is the good challenge about the training, about the improving and integrating the sustainability really deeply in our culture, so we can be.
So regulation is not, it's not a challenge for you.
Yes, it is, but this is the more profound, because we have the conviction that sustainability is integrated within our purpose. It's really that everybody is having this purpose in mind when they are talking to the clients, and everybody is mentioning it all the time.
Thank you, Petra. Vincent?
Yes, I think it's not only the regulation, but as well the deadlines that are very hard to...
Very tough, yeah.
Yeah, very tough to achieve, etc. Because we know as well that there will be a massive flow to ESG investment. I read that there were going to be 33 thousands of billion of USD invested on ESG investments in 2026. So that's massive investments, and we have to put this in front of the regulation so that there won't be any greenwashing, etc., etc. So that's.
So you believe in greenwashing as well, or no?
No, I mean that's a big challenge. But there is also another challenge that was already mentioned by Mark, and especially by Petra as well. It's about the data. And it's quite complicated to get access to the data and to have a proper data. I read a study quite...
What do you mean by proper data?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say, actually. I had a study that...
like the study, yeah? CSF study, you have another study.
I tried to... Yeah. So just... studying the correlation between ESG scores provided by MSCI, S&P, and Sustainalytics on 400 companies, and the correlation between these 400 scores, these 400 scores, yeah, was below 50%. If you look at the same companies, and if you look at their ratings on long-term debt, correlation between the agencies is above 95%. So we see that there is a strong correlation on the long-term debt because it's mature, etc., and that the agencies provide more or less the same information. On ESG, we can tell that it's not the case currently, and I think that illustrates one of the problems we face with the data, actually.
Okay, Thank you. Interesting.
Welcome.
Anything you'd like to add, Mark or Petra? No? Mark?
Yeah, regarding greenwashing.
You like greenwashing?
Yeah, no, but you have to figure that we are an insurance company, so our client invest in funds that we do not manage ourselves. So, of course, it is there is the regulation, etc., but it is still something that we don't have we cannot manage the fund ourselves. So we are you know, we need to be sure that the fund manager really apply what it is selling to client.
Okay. What I would like maybe personally to add from our experience as a Société Générale Security Services, as a service provider, we don't see, yes, of course, we talk a lot about green finance. It's very important. I agree with you. We have green marketing, green washing, but I think that some of our clients are reluctant to step in SFDR and to propose Article 8 or Article 9, so being a fully sustainable investment, or maybe Article 8 where you take into consideration ESG factors. They prefer to wait and see, as we say in English, because it's not clear about the methodology. The data are very expensive, so they prefer to wait for that. And but on the other hand, we see some clients who have got a very long expertise in green finance, and they don't need us. So they are already prepared, and they have got their own methodologies, and that they will say, okay, we have to comply with SFDR, we have to comply, but we are ready to do it. And that's what we have seen so far in terms of, and that's the biggest challenges for me for newcomers, or new, I would say not new clients, but new ESG clients. It's the lack of transparency in terms of understanding the regulation. And that's and we have seen for the RTS, for example, where we had the final version, but now the final version we have still some questions about that. It's not clear. So that's the main challenge I see from our perspective on that. Okay, thank you very much. Maybe we have some question in the audience or something you would like to ask. Isabel, I don't know if we are on time. Oh, great! So we can go to the cocktail afterwards. Or we wait for a few questions, maybe?
Yeah, we can.
From you, from the audience?
Yeah, I think there are some. So.
Hello, thank you very much. Laurent Kops, investment manager. I would like to know your point of view on carbon credits.
Sorry, I didn't understand what you...
I would like to know your point of view on carbon credits.
Carbon credit?
Exactly.
Okay, maybe Petra? He's our expert at SocGen.
Yes, so carbon credits, if they serve to compensate the residual footprint, and you are still trying to reduce the residual footprint, it's something of interest. We are seeing it that also some private clients are interested in it. And so it's sometimes a good way, if you cannot minimize some impact solution, it's a carbon footprint to try to find a way to compensate it with some carbon credits.
So you will have to do it under CSRD. You will have to do an analysis of your carbon footprint or carbon credit. That will be compulsory for that. But so far, I don't know if we have started. Some companies are working on it, but it's not.
We are working on developing investment solutions that will compensate the carbon footprint of our investment products.
Thank you for your question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Another question?
Any other question?
No question? Isabel? No?
Yeah. Okay, so
to close the,
thank you so much to our excellent panelists. It
Thank
was
you very
very dynamic, interesting to hear all about your challenges and what you are doing at Société Générale Group. Thank you. So now I would like to... I would like to invite you to the networking cocktail hosted by Société Générale Group upstairs in the Moudam Café.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.